59 titles, not nearly as many as September. Yeah, we all remember last month, 133 titles. Well, 59, less than half of what I got last month. Still a big update. Funny to think that 59 is small compared to my last month. Well, let's do it. How's everybody doing today? Tommy Star here. Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to my October Blu Ray update. Yes, all my pickups from October, 59 of them this time around, 133 last month as I just told you, less than half of what I got last month. So as funny as it sounds, I'm trying to slow down. Yes, 59 titles is slowing down. Even though it's less than half from last month, I still got a lot of really cool stuff that I am excited to share with you guys. Jess will be popping in later too. She's got herself a couple Blu-rays that she's excited to share with you guys too. And I do have some more Disney in this update. Definitely got some really awesome Disney titles. If you guys have been seeing my unboxing videos, she might join me on those again because she likes doing Disney. And then I got looks like I got 6 Steelbooks. I got 1 collector set. I got a bunch of A to Z. I got a bunch of horror. I even have 1 Scream Factory and a couple DC Marvels. So, yeah, definitely a kick-ass update. I'm excited to show everybody. So let's go ahead and let's get into it, starting with... Okay, so Steelbooks. Yes, we'll go ahead and do those first. So for Steelbooks, I got myself a horror title. I got 1 Marvel, and then I got 4 DC. So first one I'm going to show you here, taking it out of the protector sleeve, is the Watchmen Steelbook. I've seen this one a few times at Best Buy, and I finally went ahead and picked it up. Cool looking Steelbook. Not my favorite DC movie, but I really like this Steelbook. I like the yellow and the black together like that. So there's the front, there's the back, spine. We'll take a look. We do have some inside artwork. And there's a look at the inside. So, kick-ass Steelbook. All right, next one up here is the follow-up to Batman Return to the Caped Crusaders. We got Batman versus Two-Face. Gorgeous Steelbook. It's got a gloss on it, which I always forget to tell you guys. Watchmen was a gloss one too. But I love the look of this. I just love the colors. Here's a look at the back, which is just incredible. Spine is cool looking. And then the inside. I love these movies. I've already watched this one. I watched the first one when I got it. And they're fun movies just to kind of see the old classic TV show kind of reinvented, and the fact that we get the original, voice work from, the original actors from the TV show. But look at the inside of that, you guys. Oh, love it. I had to get this Steelbook. I ended up finding the Steelbook to the first one a couple months ago because I had that collector edition from Best Buy, but then I had to get the Steelbook as well. And so I was happy to get the Steelbook of this one too. So Batman versus Two-Face. Awesome. Love this Steelbook. All right. So you guys seen in my last Blu-ray update, I ended up for the DC universe, DC Extended Universe, I picked up Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad. Well, I had to go ahead and get the first 2 in the DC universe. So the first one here, of course, is the first film in the DC universe. And that, of course, is Man of Steel. I like this Steelbook. I mean, it's kind of simple. There's not a lot to it, but I still like it a lot. And this is got a gloss finish. Nothing really on the back. There's the spine. This one's got, of course, all 3 discs. Take them out really quick. And we get a really cool picture on the inside here of Superman. Awesome. And then, of course, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I got actually both of these ones from somebody on one of those Facebook groups. But I remember when this was in Best Buy, and I didn't get it at the time, and I didn't pay actually much for either one of these. The guy gave me a really good deal, almost the same price as in store, which I was happy about. But I love the picture of the artwork that they do on these with Batman and the Superman logo over it. And then you look at the back, which is actually upside down, which is actually kind of cool. You get Superman with the Batman logo. And then there's the spine. And this one is a matte finish. Get these out real quick. And then what's cool is the inside is kind of like the same thing as the front and the back. See, it's like you gotta flip it around to see it. So that's really cool. So yeah, now I have all the DC Extended Universe Steelbooks. All right, next up is my third 4K. Yeah, I've been having to buy some 4Ks lately just to get the Steelbooks. I did it for Wonder Woman, which was my first one, and then I got the Suicide Squad 4K, and now I got SpiderMan Homecoming. So now we're going to do the Marvels. This is the only Marvel Steelbook I have. But, oh, I love SpiderMan Homecoming. It was my #1 most anticipated film of 2017, and I think so far this year it's definitely my favorite that I've seen. But love the shot of Spider-Man on the cover there with Iron Man in the back, and the shot of Vulture in the back is just so kick-ass and cool. Peter's in his homemade suit. And then there's the spine. And I don't know if I told you this is a matte finish. Can't remember if I just said that or not. Then the inside is simple, but still kind of cool. So yeah. All right, and then the last one for my Steelbooks is a horror title, and it is Flatliners, the brand new Flatliners Steelbook that just recently got released. This was a pretty cool Steelbook. I like how the cover, the cover has the title on it, but this is one of those Steelbooks that came with one of those clear slipcases, which I take them off because I want to put them in the protector sleeves, and they don't fit in there if you have the sleeve on it, so I just take the slip off. But I really like this, and if you I don't know if you can see that writing there. Some lines should never be crossed. I just love the cover, how there's like, if you take the slip off, there's like no title of the movie. But here's the back, which is kind of cool, I guess. And this is like, from feeling it, it's one of those ones that are hard to tell if it's like a gloss or a matte. It's kind of like an in-between. But you can actually feel like these hands are they kind of feel a little bit different. Not like embossed or anything, but like you just kind of feel it. I don't know if I showed you the spine. And then, yeah, we do have some artwork on the inside. Actually, some really cool artwork. Check that out. And, yeah, that's a shot of Kiefer Sutherland there. This is a cool movie. I've always liked this movie a lot. It's really weird and kind of creepy. Not exactly straight up horror. More of a thriller, I guess you want to say. But I keep it in my horror collection. But, yeah, I remember when I first seen that they announced this was coming out. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to get this. But yeah, Flatliners. So that'll do it for my Steelbooks. Okay, so now we are going to get into my horror titles for October. So, first one we got here, The Other Side of the Door. Picked this up over at Walmart. This, of course, was one of their special Blu Ray end cap that they had of horror titles with these fancy new J cards. Best Buy sold these as well. They had multiple different titles, like 30 or something like that. And I only bought this one because it was the only movie I didn't have on Blu-ray that I wanted. All the other ones I already had. I like the art and the design of these J cards, but I just never been a J card fan. I'm more of a slipcover guy, you know that. But anyways, this was a pretty decent movie. Definitely decent enough to own for like $6. It was kind of interesting. Not the greatest movie in the world, but I figured I'd go ahead and pick it up on Blu-ray, upgrade it from DVD. Next up is a newer title, Open Water 3 Cage Dive, and actually got a chance to watch this movie. And as I've told you before, I'm a fan of these movies. The first one was pretty darn good. The second one, very different, not even from the same story as the first one, but still a very good movie. And Part three was the same. Again, it's not anything related to the first two. It's its own movie, but it was still very entertaining. I mean, basically the same concept as the other one, which, I mean, they're all the same concept, but just a little bit slightly different stories. But they're fun movies. I really like them, and I enjoyed this one just as much. It was a lot of fun, and if you haven't seen any open water films, I definitely recommend checking them out. Next up here, so happy to finally have all the Purge films on Blu-ray. I've always had these on DVD. They released this triple pack on DVD a long time ago. Then they eventually released a 4K set. And they were supposed to have a Blu-ray set, and I could never find it. And finally, I was in Best Buy one day, and I seen it sitting there. It was like 30 some bucks. And I ended up price matching it all the way down to $18 to Walmart.com. So yeah, 18 bucks for the complete Purge collection of movies. I like the Purge films. The first one is definitely really good. I kind of like the third one a little bit better than the second one, but I don't know. I was always hoping that the sequels would have been better since the first one was so good. Kind of a cool concept, idea of a movie. But I still enjoy all these movies, and I'm really happy to have this little triple pack on Blu-ray. So there are the Purge films. We get, of course, Purge, Purge Anarchy, and Purge Election Year. Next up is a movie that I think I found at Target. I'm trying to remember where I got this at. I'm pretty positive yeah, it was Target. Okay, I remember now. And that is The Craft. Been a long, long time since I've seen this, but I picked it up in October like I do every October. I'm always looking for different horror titles I can find. And I just seen it at Target, a title I'd never seen there before. And I was happy to pick it up. It was pretty cheap, like, maybe $8 or something like that. Nev Campbell's in here. It's been, like I said, a long time since I've seen this movie. And I was planning on trying to watch it in October, but I watched so many other movies I didn't get a chance. But I'm happy to own it on Blu-ray. Never even owned it on DVD. It's a pretty cool movie, and I'm happy to add it to the collection. All right, next up here, if you guys remember my last Blu-ray update from September, I picked up the other ones of these. I ended up getting that 1, 2, and 3 triple pack, and then I picked up the 5th film in the series, which was the marked ones. And so I was just missing part 4 and the 6th installment, Ghost Dimension. So now I finally got both of these. Ordered them off of eBay. This one didn't come with the greatest looking slipcover, but whatever. But part 4 looks really good. Slipcover's in pretty good condition. But now I have every single Paranormal Activity film. So I just needed these 2. And I finally was able to find them off eBay pretty cheap. I think they were like both like somewhere in the neighborhood of like $4 to $7 shipped a piece. So yeah, happy to own all the Paranormal Activity films. I'm not like a huge fan of Paranormal Activity movies, but I do like them. The first 3 I really enjoy. I've actually never even seen 5 and 6. I saw up to this one, but now I have them all on Blu-ray. I'll definitely get around them at some point, but yeah, now I have the complete Paranormal series. All right, next up is a movie that's been on the list to upgrade to Blu-ray for a really long time. Definitely a favorite film of mine, a really cool film. It's always been sitting anywhere from like 10 to 20 bucks, eBay, Amazon, BestBuy.com. And then I had noticed somebody posted something on Facebook one day that this had dropped down to $5 at BestBuy.com. It was a couple days sale that they had, so I jumped on it, and that is Idle Hands. Really, really cool film. Perfect film for watching around Halloween time. You get Devon Sawa in here, Seth Green, Eldon Henson, Vivica Fox, and Jessica Alba. Just a really cool film. If you guys want to see what it's about, if you can read it there. But just a crazy ass movie. Devon Sawa, his hand gets like possessed and like just starts killing everybody. He ends up killing his 2 friends, Eldon Henson and Seth Green, and then they come back from the dead as zombies. Just a kick-ass, really, really fun movie. So happy to have this on Blu-ray. I've already watched it on Blu-ray. Transfer looks great. And so happy to have this on Blu-ray. Next up is a movie I came across a Best Buy one day. I was in there looking for something, and I came across this. I had the remake already. I needed the original, and that is The Last House on the Left. This is, I've never seen this. I saw the remake, and I never saw the original. This is that J-Card edition. And it was really cheap. It was like, you know, $7 over at Best Buy. And I remember coming across it before, but for some reason I always thought it was the remake. And then I realized it's not, it's the original. So now I got them both. So awesome. Another film I picked up the same day that I got the last one, Last House on the Left, American Werewolf in London. I've never seen this movie before. This is, I'd never seen this at Best Buy before, and it's this cool new restored edition with this cool new slipcover. I've never seen this. When I started getting really into Scream Factory, watching my Scream Factories, I ended up watching The Howling for the first time. And I was never a big werewolf movie fan in the past, but I loved The Howling. I thought it was great. And everybody tells me this is like the best werewolf movie ever made. I mean, that's just what I've heard. So I figured, you know what, it was cheap. It was $10 with this, you know, newly restored edition. You get some really cool bonus features on here. Yeah, I'm happy to have come across this and pick this up. I'm excited to watch it. Next up, here's another one I was really happy to get. This has been on Blu Ray for a while. They had a different version of this with a different cover. That is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is a new edition. It's just like just a re-release with a different cover on it. I mean, this is more closer to the like DVD cover. I don't know if these special features are any different. I mean, it's nothing special. Featurette, theatrical trailer, TV spots. I don't know if that's any different from before, but I just really wanted Buffy the Vampire Slayer on Blu Ray. It's an awesome movie. I don't know. I've never seen the TV show. I never got into the TV show. But I've always liked this movie. You get Paul Rubens in here, Rutger Hauer, of course, Christy Swanson as, you know, Buffy. And then I also get a Luke Perry from Now to a Nose in here. And then David Arquette's also in this movie. So if you guys have for some reason never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, check this movie out. It's really cool. If you've never seen it, it's definitely going to end up being something that you don't expect. So cool movie to have on Blu Ray. I've already watched it. It looks really good on Blu Ray. All right, next up, finally got my hands on all the Sharknado films. I've always been a fan of these movies. They're just good cheesy fun. This, of course, is a little triple pack of the first three. You get Sharknado. You get Sharknado 2, the second one. That's actually what it's called, the second one. Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. And that's the only ones I've seen. I have only seen up to number 3. And they're great. They're stupid and crazy and over the top, but that's what I love about them. And then I also picked up number 4, The Fourth Awakens. Gotta love that title. I just love the look of this title, of this particular one. Definitely my favorite cover out of all of them. You know, it's like Star Wars, you know. But I've never seen this one. Haven't seen the fourth one yet. I've owned all these on Blu-ray. Happy to upgrade these to, I owned them all on DVD. Happy to upgrade them to Blu-ray. And then the brand new one that just came out, Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. I love the titles that they give these movies. Here's a look at the back. So I haven't seen this one either. So I definitely got to get on these two. I'm sure they're going to be even more over the top, but I like them a lot. I really like the Sharknado films, and I'm happy to have them all on Blu-ray. So, all right, next up I got the Last Exorcism films. The Last Exorcism and the Last Exorcism Part 2. I love the slipcovers on these. They got it's that really soft type feel to them. This one I found out in the wild somewhere, pawn shop or something like that, and I ended up finding the slipcover off one of those Facebook groups. So thank you very much to the person I bought it from. And then Part 1, I had Part 1 as well, and I was having trouble finding the slipcover. Blu-rays.com and a couple other sellers on those groups. I was asking a little bit too much for it, so I started thinking that maybe it was out of print or something. One of those rare, harder to find ones, like they were wanting like $8 for it. And I ended up finding the movie with the slipcover on eBay for $4. So I just bought it to get the slipcover, and then I sold my other copy of it that I had. So yeah, these are cool movies. They have nothing to do with the original Exorcist type movies. They're completely different movies on their own, and they're interesting. They're I can't remember exactly. I know part 1 is more of like a found footage movie done with like a video camera. I can't remember if part 2 was like that. I don't think it is. But for some reason I remember more about the first one. I've seen them both, I know that. And I do remember not liking the second one as much. I mean, this one was really cool, really cool movie. I mean, basically it's this, he's this preacher guy, and he's out to prove that demons and hell and all stuff is fake. And he actually goes and performs exorcisms, but his whole point is he's trying to prove that it's fake. So he goes out there and he's setting up things to try to prove to them that, see, I told you it's all fake. But then things kind of turn around and like start happening, and for real. It's a cool movie. If you guys want to read the backs of them. Oh, if you guys can see that well enough. A lot of special features in the first one there. But yeah, like I said, the second one wasn't as good, but they're still fun films. All right, next up is a movie I got off one of those Facebook groups. Wasn't that expensive. I didn't even know that this was on Blu-ray, because I know that the sequels aren't. At least I'm pretty sure they aren't. But that is The Grudge. I liked this movie. This came out right around that time, like The Ring came out, when a lot of those like Asian horror movies were getting like, you know, U.S. remakes released in the U.S. But the first Grudge was always a cool movie. You know, you get Sarah Michelle Gellar in here. The sequels were, I didn't really like the sequels. I had them on DVD, but like I said, I didn't know that The Grudge was on Blu-ray, and I'm happy to have found it from just a seller on one of those groups. Wasn't that much, like I think $8 or $7, $8, something like that. Next up is a newer release edition of this movie from Columbia Pictures. Is 976 Evil, this film directed by Robert Englund. I love this new edition. You get some cool special features in here, which includes an alternate home video version, which is kind of like what they gave the look of the slipcover. If you guys, I have it in one of those protector sleeves, but if you guys can see, like in the corner of the slipcover, it looks like worn out, and it's meant to look like that because you get that alternate home video version. Kind of like, if you guys remember, I think I mentioned this before, like The Fender Bender. If you guys ever seen that movie, it was a movie released through Scream Factory, and it has like a VHS cut of the film. So I'm thinking that like that might be what this edition is. But I've never seen this movie, and a lot of people I know off YouTube and Facebook, those Facebook groups, all jumped on this. So I went to Best Buy. One particular Best Buy in my area had it, and I was happy. I rushed out there and I found it and picked it up. I'm excited to watch it. It looks cool. I think this particular line, they're going to start releasing more of these type of movies in its own little line of movies, kind of like Vestron and things like that. So I'm hoping that they start doing more of these type of movies. It'll be cool to kind of start a new collection. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. If you guys want to read the back, if you can see that. But yeah, a movie directed by Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself. So haven't watched it yet. We'll watch it soon. All right, so the last horror title I got here is a brand new film that came out last month. So happy to finally have this. And that is Cult of Chucky. A movie that came straight to video like the last one, Curse of Chucky. And a lot of people started seeing this when it first came out because I think they released it like they streamed it, or you can get it online first before you could buy it. And like my buddy Craig and some other people I know watched it, and they said they didn't really like it. And they said it was kind of weak and stuff. And I was so excited about it because, everybody was going to be in here. Of course, we get Fiona Dourif, Nika, from the last film. Characters back. And then they also had Alex Vincent, the original Andy, came back for this movie. And Jennifer Tilly came back as Tiffany. So like they were all in this movie, and it was just so cool, like to be able to kind of see them all together. And so I was really excited about it. But then when I started hearing all these bad reviews, I kind of started getting bummed out. So finally, when it came out, I watched it and I really liked it. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion, but I really enjoyed it. I like this one much better than the last one. than Curse, you know. But yeah, it's, you know, it's the Chucky films and this one and the last one are kind of starting to change up a little bit, but I still had a lot of fun with it. And this edition has that cool lenticular slip. I was really debating. I pre-ordered the 7-film collection that was coming out at the same time, but I wasn't real happy with that collection. I didn't like the look of it, and I know they're probably gonna be making at least 1 or 2 more. So then I was thinking, well, you know, the last collection 1 through 6 that I got, I love that one. So I'll just maybe wait and see what the other collections look like in the future if they end up making like a complete 8 or 9 film, depending on how many more they make. But so in the meantime, you know what? I really, like I said, I really like my 1 through 6 set, and I really like the slipcover edition that they released. So I said I canceled my pre-order on that box set, and I just went with a, you know, individual edition of this. So yeah, I really like the movie a lot. I'm excited to see more Chucky in the future. Definitely one of my favorite horror franchises. All right, so next up is the one and only Scream Factory in this update. Like I said, I'm going to start adding in all my Scream Factories down in like a little separate category in these updates. A movie that I wasn't really planning on getting for Scream Factory. I mean, obviously, I've gotten all the collector's editions now, so there's just a few other Scream Factories non-collector editions that I want. And I wasn't really going to get this. I don't even know a lot about this movie. But I heard that it's pretty creepy, and I like this slipcover. This has got a cool slipcover on it, one of those slipcovers that open up in the front. And it's kind of a cool addition, and I found it really cheap over at Half Price Books. I think it was only like $10 with a slip, and I think that's pretty cheap for this. And that is The Babadook. And like I said, released by Scream Factory. Like I said, it's got this really cool slipcover on here. With, you know, it opens up in the front and it like kind of folds out, and whatever this thing is, this thing in this movie kind of comes out at you. It's cool looking. But yeah, I just figured, you know, it was $10 with the slip. Slip's in really good condition. I'll just go ahead and pick it up. You know, we'll check it out. Like I said, I've heard from a lot of people that it's pretty creepy. So I'm definitely going to get on this soon. But yeah, one and only Scream Factory I got in this update. All right, that's it for all horror, Scream Factory, whatever. Let's move on to the next category. All right, next category here is my DC Marvel titles. I only got 2, one of each. I got 1 DC, 1 Marvel. First one I'm going to show you here is yet another copy of Batman vs. Two-Face. This is the slipcover edition, Target exclusive lenticular. So I figured since the last movie, Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders, I ended up getting the deluxe edition, slipcover edition with came in that little box with like a book, and then I had the Steelbook. So I figured when this comes out, I'll do the same thing. I'll get the Steelbook and then whatever other special edition. The box set of the first movie I got was from Best Buy, and Best Buy didn't release any other ones. They just had the Steelbook, I think Target had the Steelbook last time. I think Target was the one that got the Steelbook in the first movie. And now this time they kind of swapped. Target got a special edition, and Best Buy got the Steelbook. I think that's how it was. I can't remember exactly. But anyways, they had 3 different editions. They have the Steelbook, which I got, the regular slipcover edition, and then the Target exclusive lenticular slip. This is the same thing as the regular slip edition, although this one's just lenticular. But it's the same picture. So I just figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Since I had both editions from the last one, I'll go ahead and do the same for this one. But like I said, this was a fun movie, and I just love the look of this cover art. But yeah, happy to have both editions of that. Okay, and then the only other DC Marvel title I got, which of course was Marvel, is, yep, another edition of this too, SpiderMan Homecoming. You know me in my Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have the big collector sets of Phase 1, the collector set of Phase 2. I got almost all the Steelbooks now, with the exception of 3. Iron Man 2, Thor 1, Captain America, First Avenger. And I have all the slipcover editions of these. So I had to get this. I was kind of bummed at first because for some reason these days Best Buy, their new movies and stuff have been coming in without slipcovers. Like what was the last one? Like this one, they had a big stock of them on their new release shelf, and none of them had slipcovers. And then I ended up finding it in their little Spider-Man display thing. I found the slipcovers. But another movie that just came out, the Emoji movie, that just came out, and that didn't have a slipcover there. So I don't know what the deal is with Best Buy lately, but they did have a couple that had slips. But anyways, yeah, I had to get the slipcover edition. I love the cover of this. Target got an exclusive like digibook type thing, which was kind of cool, but I don't have any other special editions for these movies other than stills, slips, and collector sets. So that's why I just decided against it. But I really like this slipcover. Like I said, it's really cool looking. That Target one, by the way, it's funny. I remember Craig telling me how it reminds him of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's kind of funny. It's different looking. But anyways, happy to have gotten both this and the Steelbook. And from now on, pretty much all MCU I'll be doing the same for. So yeah, there we go. There's my DC and Marvel. Let's move on to A to Z titles. All right, so moving on here, I picked myself up the Naked Gun Trilogy. I got this off BestBuy.com, like 13 bucks. Happy to have Naked Gun on Blu Ray. These are just hilarious movies. I've had the DVD triple set for a while, and happy to upgrade these. I haven't watched them in a really long time, and I'm really excited. They're just so hilarious. All right, I'm always trying to find Mark Wahlberg films, you know that, and I have 3 of them here. The first one I'm going to show you is The Perfect Storm. I saw this in the drive-in a really, really long time ago, like whenever the hell this came out, 2000? I think it was 2000. I think, yeah. I think it was, Blu-ray was released in 2006 maybe, or I don't know. Pretty sure it was 2000, but anyways. George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, Perfect Storm. I don't remember a lot of it because I think this was like the 3rd movie that night at the drive-in. So I don't remember a lot about it, but I picked it up. Where the hell did I get this? I think Walmart's dump bin, if I remember right. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of it, so I'm going to have to rewatch it for sure. But Perfect Storm. Another movie that I believe I got in the dump bin also. Didn't have a slip with it. I ended up finding the slip from somebody off Facebook, but that is The Gambler. This was an okay movie. I was really excited to watch this movie because I love like casino movies and stuff like that. But it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it was still pretty decent. You get John Goodman in here. But it was kind of a cool movie. I mean, I've only seen it once. I usually end up liking movies that I don't like first time around. I typically end up liking better the second time, but there's The Gambler with the slipcover. And then the last one here is Shooter. This was a cool movie. Again, a movie I only seen once. Definitely going to check it out again soon. But, you know, he just plays this, like, sharpshooter. It's a fun movie. I'm happy to have found this one as well. I think this might have been, a used place. I think I got this at. This might have been a pawn shop or something like that. But yeah. All right. I also got myself a couple of Tom Hanks films off of BestBuy.com. First one is Money Pit. Hilarious movie from the 80s. So happy to have this on Blu-ray. Tom Hanks is my #1 favorite actor, and I'm really happy to keep adding more and more titles to the Blu-ray collection. There's a few more that I definitely want to find. Dragnet. I always forget about Dragnet. I don't think there's a Blu-ray of that. I'm pretty positive. And then there's Turner and Hooch, which I think there's a region free of that, of Turner and Hooch. But I definitely want to get those 2 at some point. You know, hopefully Dragnet comes to Blue one day. But this one's hilarious. And then the second one here is The Burbs. These are both part of those exclusive to Best Buy titles that they do every year. It was these 2, Great Outdoors and The Dream Team. Never ended up getting The Dream Team yet, but I did get Great Outdoors. That was the only one I got in store at the time they came out. And I don't know why I never bought these at the time, but I eventually now got them off BestBuy.com. So they're really cheap, like $8 a piece or something like that. Another movie I got out of the Walmart dump bin, didn't have a slip, and then I found the slip from somebody off Facebook, and that is the movie Sabotage. I'm always looking for Stallone and Schwarzenegger films, and this is a newer Schwarzenegger film. It was kind of cool. It was a fun movie. Nothing spectacular, just same old type of action movie that he does. But I always like adding more to the collection. So, yeah, happy to have found this, and happy to have found the slip as well. So next one is another movie that was just kind of like an odd movie to come across, but I've always liked the movie. Didn't know it was on Blu Ray and never seen it in store, but I found this at Best Buy. And it's Julia Roberts in Sleeping with the Enemy. It's been a while since I've seen this too, but I remember liking this movie. Kind of a cool suspense film. If you guys want to read about that. But like I said, it was just kind of weird to come across at Best Buy. I'd never really seen it there before. And it was cheap. It was like $7 or something like that. So I said, why the hell not? I like Julia Roberts. I think she does a good job. Next up is Poseidon. I think this is kind of a remake from the Poseidon Adventure that came out in, when the hell was that? 70s maybe? I always forget. But this one was actually cool. It's got Kurt Russell in it. And what's that other guy's name? Josh Lucas. This was a cool movie. There's a pretty intense scene in here where Kurt Russell has to swim like way down under the water through the boat to try to shut something off. And he's got to hold his breath for a really long time. And it's just a really intense scene. But it's been a really long time since I've seen this movie. But I remember liking it a lot. I'd never seen like the original, Poseidon Adventure. But this one was cool. This was definitely a kind of a cool movie that I actually really want to rewatch this. Because like I said, it's been a long time and I remember liking it a lot. So I'm going to watch that very soon. All right, a movie I actually just watched last night, believe it or not. I picked this up on release day. This was a movie I was a little confused on when it was getting released. I think it got pushed back a week from when it was originally supposed to come out. But that is this brand new Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler film, The House. It was kind of a fun movie. I mean, it wasn't the greatest. It is what it is. But I had a lot of fun watching it. It had some funny parts. Kind of an over-the-top concept where he turns his friend's house into this casino to try to make money to put his daughter through college. But just a bunch of craziness goes on, and I like how they reference a little bit of the movie The Casino in it. The Casino. How they reference Casino with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. They have a couple of references to that movie in here, which is kind of funny. But I like Will Ferrell a lot these days, a lot of stuff he's been doing. But yeah, it was a fun movie. It wasn't the best, but I had a good time watching it. Next up is a movie I've almost watched like 4 times now, and for some reason I never get around to it. But that is a fairly new movie, 47 Meters Down. You get Claire Holt and Mandy Moore in here. To me, I bought this the same day I bought Open Water 3, and it almost seems like kind of like the same thing, but not like, because like in the other one they go cage diving, and then the boat ends up getting tipped over, or the ship does, and they never actually go down. But this one's supposedly like they actually go down, 47 meters and get trapped in the cage, and they need to try to get out, I guess. It looks kind of cool. I almost watched it so many times, but I still have yet to do it. I'm going to watch this very soon, possibly even tonight with Jess, but it looks kind of cool. I like movies like this, so should be fun. All right, and the last one before Jess shows you her 2 movies is 16 Candles. You gotta love the 80s teen movies. All done by John Hughes, Breakfast Club, and Weird Science and all that shit. Where did I see it? I think I found this at Target as well. It's a cool movie. It's not like my favorite of those movies from that era, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, I love The Breakfast Club. I love Weird Science and stuff like that. But I still, it's worth having, just kind of like, so you have the collection of all these type of movies from this particular era. But I just picked it up. It was cheap. All right. So now, take it away,
All right,
Jess.
guys. So here I am with the last 2 titles for A to Z. So the first one that I'm going to show you guys is Gone with the Wind, 70th Anniversary Edition. This movie, if you haven't ever heard of it, get out of the rock you're under. So it's very simple artwork. It's just Scarlett O'Hara, just a beautiful, beautiful woman. And frankly, dear, I don't give a damn about telling you anything more, because if you haven't heard about this film yet and you're not reading it, then you're not important enough or special enough. The second one that I want to talk about really quick, or show you really quick, is Casablanca. So I am forcing Tommy to start buying classic old school movies. You're going to see a lot more Audrey Hepburn, Humphrey Bogart, who's in this. I'm huge on the classics. I've always have been. Shirley Temple will be in there too, which I'm gonna make him suffer
Where
through.
did you find them?
These are both from the Walmart dump bin. There's the artwork for this little Casablanca. So basically, Humphrey Bogart runs a nightclub, and his ex-girlfriend, who is married to this other guy, they have to get away. They have to run away. Something to do with like wartime or something, and they gotta escape to like Germany or something. I don't know. It's been a long time.
What does Casablanca mean?
Casablanca?
What is it like?
That's the name of the bar, I think.
Oh.
Casablanca. I don't know.
It's a Casablanca, like that.
Kind of. We'll go with it. It's just funny because Tommy's wearing white, and Casablanca means House of White.
I planned that.
He did.
We've changed spots on everybody. We're going to completely confuse everyone.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Jess.
Okay.
Quit licking my movies.
He really is acting like he's not had attention all day.
On to Disney. So everybody knows lately I've been stocking up on Disney, trying to grow the collection, and I've been having tons and tons of luck on eBay finding great deals with slipcovers. So we're going to run through here. The first one I got, Oliver & Company. This was an upgrade from DVD. Most of these are. I haven't seen this in years, but I love it. Billy Joel did the title song, Why Should I Worry?
Why should I care?
You should have had us do that for the movie.
You maybe, not
Rock.
me. No.
You seen this, right?
Who brought it to your home?
Well,
Me. Who had it on DVD?
25th anniversary edition. Love the slipcover. Slipcover's in great condition. Moving on. All right, next up we also off of eBay, 2-movie collection, Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove.
Both so cute.
They great movies. You get David Spade talking Cusco in the first one.
Do the voice.
And then you got Patrick Warburton who talks Kronk.
Do the voice.
Yo mama. Oh great. It's going to take me. Your mama's so fat. I had it down so well the other day. Oh my God.
You should check out my Snapchat.
But anyways, David Spade unfortunately didn't return for Cusco in the second movie. But he doesn't have a big part in the second one. It's more focused on Kronk. But great fun films. The first one is just phenomenal. The second one was a little goofy, but they're still fun movies.
The kids is what it is.
Isn't there a third one too? I thought there was a third one.
If there is, I haven't seen it.
But anyways, great movies, and the slipcover also is in excellent condition.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, another purchase off of eBay with the slipcover. The little 2-movie collection of The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. What's funny is I have only ever seen The Rescuers Down Under.
Who are you?
I think when I first seen this as a little kid, and I didn't know that it was a part 2. I just thought that this was the only movie, and then I found out that there was a first movie. And I still to this day don't think I've ever seen the first movie.
Oh my God.
What?
That, and then you've never played Trouble before. Like, you had a terrible childhood.
I had a great childhood. I was just more into other stuff, but
yeah, wrestling.
Wrestling. And again, this slipcover is mint. What sucks with a lot of these Disneys I've been getting lately, if you guys remember off of my unboxings, is that I think the reason why I'm getting them so cheap is because the DVDs are missing, which is not a super big deal. If you're a diehard collector, you want the DVDs with it.
This actually surprises me that you're buying these without the DVD.
But we're talking about almost a $30 to $50 difference in price. That's how much they get marked down if they're missing the DVD. The DVDs will sit in there forever anyways, but I understand how people want to have the complete thing, but I'm saving a lot of money this way, so...
I don't like that you're doing this, because when I buy my van with taxes, I want to be able to put the DVDs in the DVD.
Well, I understand that.
I didn't know you were doing this.
I didn't do it for everything. I didn't do it purposely. I'm just realizing
you're not allowed to do that from now on.
When I get them, I see no DVD, and then I realize why it was so cheap. But
okay, well, not anymore. I want the DVDs involved.
All right, next up, another one off eBay. Slipcover looks really good, just a couple dents in the corners. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is an old school Disney movie. This is a classic one that I kind of like went below the radar with me. 'Cause I never even really heard of this movie.
I might have seen it as a child, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
much.
this
It's
is
got the
from
Headless Horseman in it, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, this is from. I think this is like if when I looked it up, I thought I remember it from being from like the 50s or something. It's old school Disney, I know that, but I seen this at Target one day, and it was
The artwork.
they didn't have a slipcover with it, so I just bought it online with the slipcover. But
The artwork is very similar to the drawings of Cinderella, if you look at the characters and stuff. So it's old school.
But it'll be fun to watch this movie. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I kind of want to watch it.
A movie that I've wanted to get. This is one of those big face slipcovers that Disney does for a lot of their movies.
I don't understand your obsession.
Speaking of which, they just released a Brave one that has the big face on it. But anyways, I always hold off on these when I see them in store because I end up finding them cheaper. I got lucky with Ratatouille and Bugs Life last month or September. I almost bought them for $25 in store, and then I found them for $9 at a pawn shop with slipcover.
That was pretty cool.
This one was $25 for the longest time too, but I think I eventually bought it with slipcover at Target for $20. So I just figured, what the hell, I'll just grab it. But that is WallE. Funny story. I remember when we were at Target, I picked up a copy of it and I set it in the cart, and the cart was soaking wet, and the slipcover got completely destroyed.
So yeah, he threw it.
So I went. Thankfully, they had a second one there with a slipcover. But I love WallE. This movie's cool.
It's such a cute one.
Yeah, it's different, but it's cool. And this slipcover's awesome. I just love the colors on it. All right, next up, classic.
One of my favorites.
Walt Disney, the Diamond Edition of Lady and the Tramp.
Can't wait for that to be a digibook.
This is just, I mean, if you're a diehard Disney collector, this is one title that you have to own, like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. You have to own Lady and the Tramp. There's a second one to this, a part 2 I've never seen that I eventually will find one day. But classic Disney.
I love how pretty and shiny it is.
I know. I that's what I love about Disney slipcovers. They're gorgeous. And this one looks pretty good too. Just some little wear in the corner and stuff, but what can you do?
We got kids. Doesn't matter.
Another Diamond Edition classic Disney. You cannot have a Disney collection unless you have Sleeping Beauty. There's two different... this, like I said, is Diamond Edition. Then they have another edition that might be like an anniversary edition or something that has a little bit different of a slipcover. I like this one a lot better. But
it is pretty.
Isn't this like a lot like... I've seen it. It's just been years. Isn't this a lot like Snow White in a way? Kind of like same concept?
No.
It's not?
No.
Why is she called Sleeping Beauty again?
She's a princess, and she curses the kingdom for her to prick her finger on the spindle. She's a fairy.
Why does she sleep? Why does she sleep?
Because they cast a spell so she won't die.
Because that's like what happened in Snow White. She got a spell where she like died and she was like sleeping or something, and then she got kissed by the prince, right? And she came back to life. Well, I know she ate the apple and...
No, I'm not laughing at you.
What? What? So funny. She ate the apple and then she like died, and then the prince kissed her and she came back to life.
Yeah, I guess that's the only similarity. But I mean, like, okay, so Snow White is like running away from a queen, an evil queen who's trying to kill her. Stepmother who's a queen. And then in this movie, she's the evil fairy that's trying to kill the princess of the kingdom. And then the little fairies...
Oh, they're all kind of the same.
No, they're not.
All right, next up, Diamond Edition, The Little Mermaid.
I still have my... I saw this on ice when I was a kid. It was amazing.
Again, I got a great deal in this with the slipcover. And the slipcover's in great condition, but... Under the sea.
It's just special boyfriend.
All right, very last Disney. Those are all the animated now. We got one live action, and that is the brand new Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Which I hate that I haven't seen yet. I want to watch that tonight.
We got to watch this. I was telling everybody earlier, like, we keep talking about watching 47 Meters Down, and we never do, so I said we'll probably watch it tonight.
We watched like 100 different movies.
This is the 5th movie in the Pirates franchise. I've seen the first 3. I haven't seen 4 or 5 yet. I haven't seen this one, and I haven't seen the last one.
I gotta smack you. I'm only one behind.
But, the Pirates of the Caribbean sometimes can drag because they're long movies and there's a lot going on. And for me, sometimes they tend to drag and get a little slow. But they're still good movies, and Johnny Depp is what makes these movies so good. It's just his Captain Sparrow character is just badass.
But he's gorgeous in eyeliner.
Yeah, he is. But, I'm excited to check this one out one day. All right, so we have come to the last and final category, my collector sets, and I only have one again this month. If you remember my shopping video where I picked this up, Jess and I kind of did almost a whole update on this. We opened it up and showed you the whole damn thing. But we're going to go ahead and show you again now, and that is, of course, the Target exclusive Stranger Things on Blu-ray Season 1. And this is their cool collector set that's supposed to look like a VHS. I opened it up and showed you guys. I'll do it again just really quick, but it's a show that a lot of people talk about these days.
Speaking of, second season was just released on Netflix like about a week or two ago.
I heard that.
I haven't watched it yet, but I keep hearing I know, because I'm trying
people
to get
are saying that it's too much like the first one season.
That's what I'm wondering. So you guys should leave a comment and tell me what you think, because I'm trying to finish.
I haven't watched any of this yet, but I really, like I said, people are talking about it like crazy. Isn't like this dude here or one of them, one of the kids from It?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And do you hear that he's like a really good singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
But yeah, no, I'm trying to finish. What am I trying to finish? DC, Marvel Universe. What is
Shield,
it?
Agents
Shield.
of Shield.
I'm so
Okay, so a quick look. As you can see, it's supposed to have a look of a worn out VHS. All the corners are like worn out. They got like this little sticker on it that, who knows, like old school stickers were always on VHSs. You got the VHS Hi-Fi logo there. Here's the back. So funny. What?
Don't call it out, because then I just start laughing.
What?
Don't point out that I'm laughing, because then I just start laughing more.
Hey, did you fart? She just can't stop laughing over here. I don't know why, but anyways. So the cover comes off just like a regular VHS. And then, of course, the case itself is supposed to look like a tape. I love it. It's just like an old school VHS, and then it's like it opens up like it's like a magnet right here, and then we'll just open this up like this, and here's what it looks like. A couple discs here, and then you get like this little poster, I believe.
It's pretty.
Friends Don't Lie. I'm assuming that's something to do with the show. I think that's all there is in here.
I want you to watch this with me.
Yeah, that's it. So it's just the 2 discs.
There wasn't anything underneath?
I don't think so.
Oh, there was more.
Oh, it's the
actual.
I think these are the DVDs, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be.
It's both. Ooh.
I don't remember.
Careful.
Well, I don't know. Either way, maybe it's.
There you go.
One,
yeah, it's
two.
chapter 1. Chapter
Oh, yeah.
1, yeah.
Okay, so it's
But there was artwork.
Blu-ray, and it's Blu-ray, and there's artwork back here. Blu-ray and DVD, I believe. But anyways, so that's what it looks like on the inside. It even opens up like a...
like a cassette.
And then here's the poster.
That is so pretty. That's mine. It's all mine.
Creepy.
It's fucking awesome.
There you go. So awesome.
Yeah, remember.
I'm gonna
I'll find
get
out
on
what
this
people
soon.
think of season 2 before I watch it. Who knows? Maybe I'll wait until Tommy catches up.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this very soon. I'm really interested in seeing this. So
First season was good.
there you go. All right, so that'll wrap it up. I think we actually made this in one video, believe it or not. Last month was so damn big, 133 titles in 2 videos.
Freaking gross.
I don't know what happened, but 59 in
I know
this
what
one. And hi. Look at my dog. He's so weird. Look at him.
He's like, oh my god, Dad's talking. Dad's
Ow.
talking.
You just
He-
cut me with your
He's climbing
claws.
up on me, and I got my
I love you.
feet on the glass table.
So anyways, yes, a lot of good titles picked up in October. I thought there'd be more horror in this update, considering that I tend to buy a lot in October.
You own everything.
It could be too, but November is looking good right now. Especially for like Christmas. November is usually my biggest Christmas update because You know, like the stuff I get in December, you won't see till January. So I tend to try to get everything Christmas that I want in November. So I already got a nice big chunk of Christmas so far for this month that you guys will see next month for my November update. There's a couple other Christmas titles I'm kind of after right now. There's one in the Walmart dump bin with a slipcover, Year Without a Santa Claus. I want to get that on Blu Ray, so I'm going to go look for that soon. But anyways, yeah, next month is, or this month is looking good for titles, so definitely stay tuned for that. Otherwise, that'll wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do enjoy my Blu Ray updates, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button right down below. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys ended up picking up in the month of October. It was a fun month. Halloween month. I watched a shitload of Scream Factories and a bunch of other horror movies. It's my favorite time of the year, but now we're getting closer to Christmas. So I'm going to start watching Christmas movies. I also want to try to watch a lot of Disney, like I told you guys about. Share my video around. Subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Say bye.
Speak.
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 Speak. Speak.
He won't do it because he's up on my lap right now.
Speak.
Wait a minute.
Apparently, he has no voice when he's on somebody's lap.
He has to be
talk.
on the ground. Like, just chill it.
What do you look at? What do you...
Speak.
Say bye.
Speak. Speak. Speak.
Bye.